Awesome. So moving on, let's talk about some things to do. Like, what do you like specifically? Like, we'll talk about your favorite restaurant, your favorite entertainment. Let's start with entertainment options. What are some specific places you think are a wonderful way to spend your time if you're in Oak Park?
Okay, so there's the Oak Park Festival Theater in Austin Gardens. So that's an outdoor in a park. Right now they're doing Shakespeare's The Winter's Tale, and I think that that runs through August 20th. And then in the fall, they move indoors to Pleasant Home, and they're going to be doing Dracula, which I'm definitely going to go see. That's supposed to be some kind of like immersive experience. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm going to check it out.
Very cool.
Yeah, another fun thing that Oak Park does during the summer is called Thursday Night Out. So you can kind of start your weekend early on Thursday evening from 5 to 9. They block off a section of Marion Street, which is in downtown Oak Park. And, there's food and drinks and live music, and it's a good time. Another thing that Oak Park is really well known for are block parties. So all summer long, everybody's doing their block parties. So if you live here, definitely go to your own block party, but you should go to your friends' block parties too and keep the party going. Lots of fun. Um, what else? There's, we talked about historic homes. There's a lot of like architectural and historical tours. You can go to the Historical Society's website or the Frank Lloyd Wright Home and Studio website, and you'll find a bunch of cool stuff there as far as different tours. And then haven't really talked about any like specifically kid-friendly things, but if you're looking for something to do with the kiddos, there's a Wonderworks Children's Museum on North Avenue that's pretty great. Oh wait, no, there's one more thing I forgot, and this is a good one. Um, the farmers market on Saturdays on Lake Street. It's in the Pilgrim Church parking lot. If you go early enough while there's still donuts there, be sure to get some. They're like these absolutely delicious old-fashioned cake donuts. They're usually totally sold out by noon. And then they also have this a live bluegrass band, and you can just like listen to music and drink your coffee and eat donuts. So I have fond memories of that, growing up.
Absolutely fantastic answer. I love everything that you just said. All right, so let's talk about some hidden gems. Obviously, Oak Park is an established community. Like, what specific areas of Oak Park do you think a consumer looking to live in that area should be looking?
So I feel like everyone always talks about being like center of town near downtown Oak Park, but there is a lot of other fun little neighborhoods within Oak Park too. Personally, I like the Arts District, which is in Southeast Oak Park. We moved there when I was 10, and that's where we stayed until I went off to college. So that's really where I spent like my formative years and most of my childhood. It's even cooler now than it was back then. I mean, now there's several good restaurants there, and then of course all the cute little art galleries and shops. My favorite one growing up was called Bead in Hand, and it's like this really cool bead and jewelry store where they actually teach jewelry and bead making classes. So like the kind of trendy thing to do at the time, like all the girls in the neighborhood always had their birthday parties there, and we would make necklaces and bracelets, and it was really fun. And you know what? It's actually still there. So that's a successful business.
Oh, definitely. I might take my
Yeah,
daughter there.
so
She might be a little old. Maybe I'll take the second one.
yeah, it's definitely unique.
Awesome. Absolutely fantastic. I'm actually looking forward to check that place out. Um, moving forward. So, like, what is your favorite thing to do for fun in Oak Park?
Can I say show property? I mean, really, like I don't ever get sick of showing property in Oak Park. Like I just don't get tired of that part of my job. We've just got so many cool houses, and I never get sick of looking at them. I've definitely shown and looked at some of the same houses and condos more than once over the years, but no, it just doesn't get old for me. But Other than that, I would say I really love going all the little shops in Oak Park, and then of course the restaurants. We've got a ton of great restaurants.
Definitely, and I actually think that showing houses in Oak Park is actually a great answer specifically to Oak Park because it varies much more architecturally than most cities. I mean, if you're showing in the suburbs, I mean, you have like, split levels, 2 stories, colonials, and you have ranches, right? I mean, that's about it. And a large portion of the city, it's a bungalow. You got your 2 flats, and that's pretty much it. Every once in a while, you'll see a 2 door or something like that. But I mean, they're kind of the exception, not the rule. Whereas Oak Park itself, I mean, the architectural variety is huge. I mean, just driving down one street,
Yep, it
yeah,
doesn't get boring.
not at all. And they're all really cool. And I love that they have the restrictions on people fixing a lot of these houses. Because, like, I think one of the biggest travesties, right? These houses built in the early 1900s. Somebody chiseled all this woodwork by hand, right? They didn't have electronic tools or anything like that. So, like the woodwork in general, I think is extremely fascinating, especially in Oak Park. I mean, obviously Chicago has a lot of nice woodwork too, but Oak Park was a higher priced area back then. Obviously, you could tell. So, I mean, the woodwork. I like to look at the woodwork. I mean, maybe I'm just crazy, but I imagine somebody chiseling it away. I just imagine them, and it's just like, oh, that is an art form that has been lost. Um, so yeah, I mean, I love that. I hate seeing rehabbers change the woodwork in those houses, unless it's absolutely necessary. Yeah. So I love that answer because I mean it is truly unique in Oak Park to keep seeing houses because you don't see a ton of repetition out there like you do just about anywhere else. I mean, really, I think Oak Park, because of Frank Lloyd Wright, excuse me, and his influence there, I think that's a massive part of it. So, great answer. Where are your favorite places to eat in Oak Park?
Okay, I've got a lot of them. I'll go through them quickly. Okay, Sen Sushi, which is in South Oak Park. It's in the Southtown neighborhood on Oak Park Avenue. It's this little hole in the wall place. It has, like, I'm telling you, this is good sushi. It rivals any of the fancier sushi places in the city, I promise. And then we've got Cucina Paradiso. That's on North Boulevard near downtown Oak Park. It has great Italian food, excellent cocktails. They've got a really nice outdoor patio as well. But Maya on Oak Park Avenue, actually right across from my office, has the best patio in town. And I don't think anybody would argue that. Everybody loves the patio at Maya. So that's it's Mexican food, but it's a little bit different than what you would find at your typical Mexican restaurant. And their margaritas are delicious, the best. And one of those is all you
Okay,
need.
cool. So when you say it's Mexican, but it's a little bit different, can I dive a little bit deeper? Is it like a Latin fusion restaurant that kind of has an American influence, or?
So, so no, not exactly. There's another restaurant on my list that's more like what you just said. Maya's just like it's Mexican, but it's just like maybe a little bit fancier, a little bit more than just like tacos and nachos, and it's like they have those things too, but they're a little more elevated.
Gotcha. So yeah,
Yes,
so
that
it's
makes
not like a
sense.
hole in the wall Mexican joint. It's a mid-tier,
No.
or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
That's a good way
Yeah.
to describe it.
And
Yeah.
actually, I love that you brought up the hole in the wall places because those are some of the best places in general. You mentioned the sushi place. Like, I actually love to
Yes.
seek out places that look like they're rundown because I know that the proprietor of that business is probably very passionate about the food that they're making. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be there. So I like to seek those places
Right.
out because there's so many hidden gems out there.
Absolutely. I just have like a couple of other noteworthy spots worth mentioning. Scratch on Lake Street for burgers. Grape Leaves for Moroccan. I think it's Moroccan food. And then Americas. They describe themselves as Nuevo Latino. So that's kind of like what you were saying, where it's like Latin with an American influence. But that's an excellent restaurant. And then George's, if you want like a classic diner experience. That place is super kid friendly. My daughter loves to go there. Poor Phil's is another good one that's casual, kind of like seafood. And then this is one of my favorites. It's called Hemingway's Bistro. It's on Oak Park Avenue in the Right Inn. So it's in one of our hotels here, and it's like fancy French food and the best martinis.
Nice.
And then okay, last one I swear, Papa Spiro's for Greek food. So we have some of everything here. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean that's the blessing of Chicago in general.
totally.
I really feel like we have one of the best mixtures of food in the country. I know we have, I think we're third in Michelin stars. I might be wrong there. We might even be second actually, but I mean, yeah, food. Food is always good, which is awesome about doing this because there's so many cool places that are amazing that I've never even heard of. So I mean, I just added like seven to the list. I'm gonna have to check them out. Um, Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome. Let's talk about the market outlook.
For sure.
Obviously, disclosure here, we're in a pretty crazy market. Inventory is historically low. We just have interest rates continuing to go up too. So we're beginning to see some fight back from the buyers, but we're talking long term here. Let's talk about a 10-year frame because, anybody trying to tell you a 12-month to 24-month prediction is just wrong because they're guessing.
Yeah. Okay, the average price of an Oak Park single family home went up from 549 last year to just under 600,000 so far this year. So I am not a super math person, but I think that's roughly a 9% increase. Inventory, like you said, still low, not able to meet buyer demand. And then as you mentioned, like demand has slowed down a little bit. Probably because of summer travel, rising interest rates, inflation. But I think there's still a lot of good opportunities out there for both buyers and sellers in Oak Park. And here's the thing, and this is a fact. Back in 2008, when the market crashed, Oak Park held its housing values more than pretty much any of the surrounding areas. And that's because, all the things that make Oak Park such a great place to live, they don't change no matter what's going on with the economy. So I think, that rings true today. No matter what happens with inflation or a possible recession, the market look for Oak Park remains positive. And this is interesting, something I was thinking about. Some of these negative economic things actually have a positive impact on Oak Park's housing market. So I'm going to use gas prices as an example. So high gas prices probably favor locations that are closer to the city where like a lot of people work, right? It's definitely going to cost you way less to drive from Oak Park to downtown Chicago than it is from like the way out there suburbs. So that might be an actual reason to move to Oak Park if you live in the city. Now that gas is so ridiculous. So yeah, I think Oak Park's got a strong housing market. I think kind of no matter what happens.
I think you're absolutely right, and yes, an astute observation. So I mean, I speak with investors around the country, right? So I mean, each market is going to have a different rate of regression, right? So I actually know somebody that owns a lot of properties in California, and he's actually selling a lot of stuff out there and buying in other markets in the Midwest because the depreciation is typically a percentage. And California prices are very high. A 10% depreciation out there is going to be much more than 10% out here. So I know people that are doing that. They're actually reinvesting in areas like here because the effect is not going to be as bad as it could be in other places. That's for certain. And you're absolutely right. I mean, Oak Park actually had held values much better than most areas. Like I think Oak Park and like Naperville and a couple other places actually held pretty well. Just to wrap it up, let's summarize why it's a great place to live, Oak Park.
Well, I think Oak Park is a great place to live because of its location near the city, its beauty, the parks, the tree-lined streets, the really cool old homes. We've got a wonderful mix of people and different things to do here. And I mean, really, there's something for everyone. And it's just an all-around great place to call home.
Absolutely fantastic. I sincerely thank you for your time, Morgan. This has been an excellent episode. Obviously, you have shown that you are the agent to talk to about Oak Park. So, can you please let our audience know the best way to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. The best way to run 5, you can also email me at morgandigre@gmail.com or find me on Instagram at myrealtormorgan or on Facebook at Morgan Digre Realtor.
All right, to everybody listening, all that information will definitely be in the show notes. Once again, thank you for joining me, Morgan. And to the audience, we'll see you again next week, but we'll be discussing another suburb or neighborhood in the city of Chicago.